If you want to truly heal your body or want to understand how life works, you need to study how frequency and vibration create matter and life. Frequency and vibration are sometimes used interchangeably, but they do have their differences. Frequency is the cyclic pattern of scalar waves or standing waves. The speed at which energy contracts and expands is what determines the frequency rate of all things. Vibration occurs when energy contracts toward the neutral point. When energy expands away from the neutral point, it is known as oscillation. Since the rate of frequency is determined by how fast energy contracts and expands, then frequency is basically the combination of vibration, energy contraction, and oscillation, energy expansion. Frequency plays a major role in the creation of life because it contains the living codes of matter. As energy contracts and expands, it creates energy patterns that blink on and off. These patterns work similar to the binary codes of computers, which are codes that consist of ones, on, and zeros, off. Unlike binary codes, the energy patterns of frequency can be in an on or off state simultaneously. This simultaneous state is possible because at the quantum level time isn't linear but is simultaneous. The energy patterns in frequency allow energy to have expressions, and therefore energy can project itself into any form, including but not limited to particles, atoms, biological life, planets, stars, galaxies and universes. However, these forms aren't made of solid materials since they are actually energy patterns. They only seem solid to you because your consciousness processes the energy patterns as solid objects. Everything in the universe has its own unique frequency signatures. It is these frequency signatures that allow your consciousness to differentiate an object from another object. Sacred geometries are some of the fundamental systems that nature used to create the fundamental structures of reality. Some of the common sacred geometries are known as the circle, cube, octahedron, star tetrahedron, dodecahedron and icosahedron. One of the main energy forces responsible for creating sacred geometry is frequency, which is made of vibration and oscillation. The evidence that shows frequency is one of the energy forces responsible for creating sacred geometry can be found in a scientific experiment done by Dr. Hans Jenny. In his experiment, Jenny added light-colored particles, colloidal suspension, into a droplet of water and charged it with frequency. As the water droplet was charged with frequency, the particles in it affected the water in a way that changed its internal structure into sacred geometry. As he increased the frequency, the water droplet's internal structure would change at every octave. Water isn't the only element that can demonstrate how the creative power of frequency and vibration creates sacred geometry. Another element that can show how this phenomenon works is sand. Researchers have done experiments where they added sand onto a metal plate and was able to change the position of each sand particle using the power of frequency. They did this by charging the metal plate with frequencies of the diatonic scale. Each time the tone reached a new octave, the sand particles would reorganize themselves into a different sacred geometry. The human body is basically made of energy and frequency, which is why it can be measured in a unit of frequency, also known as hertz. Frequency plays an important role for your health because your body depends on frequency to operate, just like how a central processing unit, CPU, needs frequency to work properly. Once you understand the relationship between your body and frequency, you should understand why some scientists like to refer to the human body as a biological quantum computer. As a whole, the human body vibrates at a specific frequency. However, each of its smaller systems also have their own frequency signatures. When your body becomes sick, it is nothing than a disruption in the frequency patterns of your body. This often causes your body's frequency to drop. A microbiologist that did a great job of studying the relationship between frequency and health is Bruce Daigneault. In 1992, He built a frequency device that was able to monitor the frequency of certain objects. He found that a healthy human body produces a frequency range of 62 to 72 Hz. Once the body's frequency drops below 62 Hz, it becomes vulnerable to certain sickness. At 58 Hz cold and flu symptoms can appear, and at 42 Hz cancer starts to thrive. In theory, if you could keep your body's frequency from dropping to low levels, you shouldn't have to worry about getting sick. As you now understand, we are energetic beings and constantly emit our frequency to the world. Try to be more aware of your emotions, choose consciously what you put in your body, spend more time with your loved ones, practice random acts of kindness, laugh and create more happiness in your life.